One. All right. So we will be getting started shortly. Rick, only your nose is pixelated.
Oh, that's fine.
No, your mouth. All right. Let's see.
Okay, we got Erik.
We got Erik. Yes, we do. Let me get this link in here. And then we'll pull him in. There he is. Look, Rick. It worked.
It worked. He's here.
Welcome. Hello.
You need to make him bigger.
I need to make him bigger. I do. Let's make him bigger.
Oh, I wish you could make me a little smaller because I move around too much. And you got me like the whole size of the screen.
I wanted Erik to be bigger.
Thank you.
You might want to crop him a little.
No, he's fine. He's fine where he is.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
now I can make
the middle square
says
Tint Wiz just a little bit, doesn't it?
No, we
yes.
had to make a special frame. You know, you get a guest, you make a special frame.
I love it. I'm glad I have it on my shirt too, or else.
Right. Just in case anyone didn't know who you were.
Exactly. So, hey, thanks for inviting me on, first and foremost.
Of course, always. We love Tint Wiz, so, you know, it's always nice to get to chat with you and spread the word about how great it is and how it can increase the efficiency of your business.
Thank you. And I just want to say that I'm really, thank you to both of you for doing a weekly live stream about tools, and amongst other things, but tools, because tools aren't really talked about as much as they can be in the right, there's a lot of tools. You don't need all the tools. You need the right tools for you and for your job. And tool education can make such a huge difference. Like, I just know for myself that I was not utilizing all the tools available at the time. It was mostly an old one. Like, that was
right.
basically, it. And like, for a lot of things. So anyway, I just really applaud you for doing this because I think it adds a different dimension of value that hasn't been seen yet.
Yeah, for sure. So, I don't know. Let's get started off with just the most basic of basic questions. What is Tint Wiz?
So Tint Wiz is an all-in-one CRM business management platform. So it's specific for window tinters, everything that window tinters encounter. So that's everything like window tint, paint protection, vinyl, ceramic coatings, window cleaning, absolutely anything. But it really is focused around the unique challenges that come with running a window tint business. A lot of that comes into play with efficient scheduling, working together as a team if you have more than one person, being able to access your information quickly, and of course, quoting, invoicing, and everything that comes behind it. So it's a hub for your tint business.
Yeah, no, and I mean that was a struggle we had with other CRMs as a tint shop was they're not really fitted for you. So things like that and POS systems like can you force them to work? Sure. But having something like Tint Wiz that's specifically tailored for us, that you don't have to put a whole bunch of work into to get it to even somewhat work for what you need, it's really awesome and really valuable. And I love, like, we use it in our shop. And I love being able to go on and everyone can see their individual, installation schedule and everything like that. You know the specs of the job. You've got a contact for the job. You can send them an invoice right then. Like, it's just so good.
And you hit on some things that were really important to us at the beginning, and I mean really as a like kind of a mission statement. So one of those being, you said it doesn't take a lot to set it up, and that's a thing. So you can have like some CRMs, they have endless setup. They have so much setup that you have to take courses to be able to set them up and so on. And it's something that we found important was to balance, things that don't need to be set up. We can just set them the way they should be, but then also allow the customization on the back end if you do things a little differently and so on in the configuration. But that setup process being something that you can go to the App Store, you can download it, you can put in your name and your email address. You'll be looking at your account, be able to use your account, and from there start adding a customer in without any real mandatory setup beyond just getting started. Is a thing, because if you go to something like Salesforce or there's a million CRMs out there, you'll find quickly with a lot of them that the setup process alone can be like overwhelming, and then the amount of things that just don't involve you but they take up space on your screen can also be, a lot.
Yes, yes. And I mean, I've used Salesforce for other jobs. And it's great. Like the capability is amazing. But yeah, all of us trying to get set up as a team to use it was insane. What is that noise there, Adam? Or fuck, Rick. Whoever you are. I see you
Well,
coming
I
like
have a
through
dog
the
that
woods.
keeps. I have neighbors that are doing lawn work.
Yeah, while we were waiting to go live, I got to listen to their neighbors screaming at her dog, so it was good.
I was listening to you too, but you couldn't hear me, and I was like, "Oh shit! I hope you don't say anything that's going to make you feel uncomfortable when you find out that I was listening to you." But you
No,
did it.
no, we only say good things about Tint Wiz here.
Oh, just in
Always,
general,
always
you
singing the
never.
praises. No, but I
Oh,
mean,
go,
and
go.
I
Come on.
I feel like everyone at this point knows of Tint Wiz and knows of you because of all the things that you do to stay active in the tint community. You're out here, you're meeting people, you're giving things away. Like you find out that someone even has like a baby or something and you're like, "Oh great, let's send baby gifts." And like just those little details. I think that's what you're most known for and what people really appreciate about you.
Thank you. It's definitely helped like spread awareness, and it's been like tremendously fulfilling, frankly. It's been very fulfilling to be able to like meet people on those terms and reach out, and just the last couple of years it's been very fulfilling. Fulfilling is the word. Speaking of, we're going to do some giveaways on this show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I just want
Yep.
to make it
We have
known.
some
We
This is
should.
like,
pens to give away.
yep.
And actually, we have a giveaway to fulfill. If Rick, you good to go? You want to do it?
Yeah, I think you should do it. I feel like I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties
Okay.
over here.
All right, so guys, I found the greatest random name picker ever, and I feel like you're all gonna love it.
Be the winner. Why is it an
Oh
upset?
yeah, Marco's great. Oh, I mean Corey, my guy.
It's
It
so
was
close.
like right there, and then it just blooped. Oh, I mean, I love Marco. He's a good dude. But
I missed
Corey has tried so
it.
hard to win a keg.
Oh, well,
He's tried so hard, and so what that giveaway was for. Let me grab it real quick for all of you. Is our Fusion Tools Fusion All Type keg. This one also comes with an orange crush. It comes with a long fusion handle. You get a hard card. You get a turbo squeegee. You get a gallon of all type. It's a whole big prize pack. So Fusion and us teamed up to give out some good stuff. So that one will be going to.
what a huge
I don't
giveaway.
know if he's in the chat. Yeah, so that
Hey,
actually, we have 5
Bye.
of these packs. That was just the first one. So, guys, for the next one, go on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Next Monday, it'll close off. Tuesday, we'll be drawing on Tool Talk Tuesday to give away another one of these packs. We still do need some ideas for giving away the other 3. So anything you've got, go ahead and hit us with it. But yeah, congratulations to Marco! Yay!
go Marco. Go you guys and Fusion Tools for giving that away. That's a solid giveaway. Like if you think about
I
in terms
gotta
of
give
things
most
you
of the credit to them. I gotta give it to them. Jordan approached us and was like, "Let's do an epic all-type giveaway." Oh, and I forgot, you get a shirt and a cup too. So it's just a good one. All right, there we go. Let me see. Let me just make sure we haven't gotten any questions. So it seems like the chat is mostly concerned with how you are today.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. It's being on the other end. First of all, I'm doing great. I'm perfect day, and I'm really happy to be doing this. I really appreciate. I don't go live as often as before, so I really appreciate the opportunities like this that I get to do it. And I also understand where, like, a lot of times, like, guests would comment that they can't see the comments. And
Yeah.
I completely understand. Like, usually I'm like, don't worry about it. You don't need to see the comments, okay?
Right.
Being on the other end of it, I'm like, oh, I want to see the comments.
I want to see what everyone's saying. It's a
So,
lot of hello. It's a lot of, oh, look at that pack. We got some congrats. Questions on how to win more prize packs, things like that.
okay.
Oh man, Matt sent a whole flux of people over to us. We like doubled in viewers. So
So,
I guess Matt's done tinting that car. Oh, I'm sorry, Bradley. Bradley wanted to also know how Rick and I are doing. He wanted to know how all of us collectively are. So I'm good. Rick is homesick. That is why he has camera things going on.
Yes, it's stupid, and I'm not even moving on the screen.
You are. We can see you moving. It's fine. It's fine.
I can't see me moving.
All right, we got some people subscribing to our YouTube channel. That's good. That enters them for the next pack. We love that. So, one question that somebody posed to me, knowing that this was coming, that they wanted to know, was they were wanting to know where you see Tint Wiz going in the future, And do you have plans to expand the software to accommodate other industries?
So, the mission is to provide, the narrow mission, I guess, as far as like software goes, is to continue to provide tools using technology to help tinters and tint businesses, be more efficient. So if it falls into that category, that's really what we're looking to do. I can say what we're not looking to do is we're not looking to, in general, like expand into an area like, let's say, tools. Not looking at that, because tools are, there's companies like yours included, that completely fulfill that need in this industry. So there is no reason to fix something that's not broken at all. And that's kind of our, like, some sort of like bumper for us, where it's like, if somebody's doing it and they're doing it well, it's not even interesting to me at all, and if it's not being done, or it's not being done well, doing that seems to be an obvious move. Now, to tackle the other part of the question regarding like other industries, I can't say forever, but really we're like, I'm 100% like, it's the tint industry. And anything the tint industry, if you're a tinter and you might do it, we want Tint Wiz to be able to help you with it. So meaning, like, if you're a tinter but you do wraps, then wraps is part of it. But does that mean we're going to be Wrap Wiz? No. See what I mean? Where everything, so we've designed some of that into the software already, to where, it's flexible in the sense that you can create a proposal for anything. It doesn't have to be window film. It doesn't have to be auto or flat, or it could be for, it doesn't have to be even for a car or home. It could be for a spacecraft, and it could be, metal. It doesn't make a difference. You can put it in there. And like, that flexibility is on purpose, because we don't know, every business is going to have different services beyond tint, but we're really not interested in being like the blind and window solution, because you can go. I heard the saying from Gary Vee years ago. He said, you can go wide or you can go deep. And it just made sense. Like, when he said it, you can go wide or you go deep. Before that, I never really thought of it that way. I just thought, like, there's things you do to grow, but you actually decide what those things are. You can decide, do I want to expand into other industries, or do I want to get even better and better at this one industry and provide more value? And like that, everybody goes wide, especially in software. Everybody goes wide. So I'm like, the obvious way is deep. Like, if everybody goes wide, you go the other direction. It seems more fulfilling.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like a jack of all trades, master of none. You are kind of good at many things, but you guys are like, no, we want to be the best at like this one niche thing. And I think that's what was so exciting to people when Tint Wiz came out, was because, if I recall correctly, you owned a shop.
Yep.
So, you know what we're all seeing every day, and at least have an idea. Of course, there's always going to be a little more specification person by person, but at least generally what we need and what we're looking for and what would be great for us.
So your perspective is like everything, you know what I mean? Like your history, like everything you've experienced as a person is everything, because it shapes how you do everything forward. It's all memory and what you've done. And being able to develop Tint Wiz for us, for our own company, as a solution, as a, what are we adding to it? It's to solve our biggest problems right now. And having that time frame of years, of basically 5 years, to develop the software before the thought of it being something that would be released for other shops to use. Really, I feel like, let us be patient and let us be accurate, and not, there's all sorts of things when you're like, if we were like, oh, let's start a software company. Okay, well, we have to put this in there and this and this and this, and let's put that. And then we have to go to market. We have to go soon because we need money, and like all these things that, like, really, they can steer you in the wrong direction, and they kind of can make you kind of like a shit. Like, you're gonna have a bunch of good stuff, but it doesn't quite come together. It's not quite the baker's cake. It had some ingredients, but it doesn't look like something right. And being able to do it for ourselves, and doing it, like I said, to solve problem points in our own business, I feel like it was just huge, like hugely important, and a big head start before we ever had to make it something for tint shops to be able to perfect it on our own without that like pull up,
We had had a question from Sean. He said, "Are customers able to leave deposits with Tint Wiz?"
So we are integrating a fully, like by the end of this year, there's gonna be a fully integrated payment solution in there that's like super, super seamless and gonna make like taking deposits and applying those deposits to wherever and just taking payments like super, super clean. The way you could take deposits now is essentially you can create an invoice and you have two options. You can either just create that invoice. First of all, you take your deposit the way you'd normally take your deposit. So if you swipe that credit card, or if you take it over the phone and you enter it into Square or whatnot, you would just do the same thing. You would take the money the same way you do. And then you have an option. You can either go in there and just create an invoice for the customer for that deposit amount. That's going to send them a receipt and everything. And then when they come in, just edit that price. So if, let's say you collected a $50 deposit, you create that invoice, $50 paid, they get a receipt. When they come in, edit that invoice, make it $350, 50's already applied, and they see their balance is now $300 or whatnot. The other way is obviously just creating the invoice for the full amount if you know it, and then applying that deposit, and that'll reflect on the invoice that you can send them through Tint Wiz. And what's nice is, sending that invoice and doing those things, they're just a couple clicks within the project. And whether you do it now or you do it later, it's the same amount of saved time versus, writing out an invoice and copying over their name and their phone number and so on.
Right. Mr. Gonzalez. Yes, it was Marco that won the contest. Matt is very excited for the deposit feature, the payment feature, because he says he lives on deposits.
So that's kind of another thing that is just it's a dimension that I don't know if people completely see necessarily, a layer. You might feel it when you use Tint Wiz, but just looking from the outside, I don't think necessarily is, we're not a company that's in a rush to just put out features. It's not about features. It's about solutions. And things can have a lot of features, but if they don't come together in a really smooth, pleasurable way for it to work, it's not quite a solution. And payments is one of those things where we've taken our time with it, and it's going to be we want it to be the smoothest way for a customer to interact with payments, the most trusted way. We want your customer to feel so fluent and use something that looks like something that they're used to, because again, they're putting their payment information in there. So it can't just be a page that's just a page. It needs to feel like a seamless process. It needs to feel like they're using Shopify, or they're using Amazon, or they're using something that, or maybe they can use those things to pay, like Amazon Pay and so on. These are the things that, and there's also, features that can be built in there, like solutions for financing and it's so much. So we really are excited that this payment system is going to be a solution for deposits, for payments, and even things like, as they evolve, and I know they might seem far, but even as they evolve, cryptocurrency and so on. Basically, if somebody wants to pay, we want them to be able to pay and it to feel almost like pleasurable for them to pay, not annoying. We want it to be almost fun and easy, to where it becomes I don't mind. That was quick.
Right, for sure. No, and that's one thing, if you aren't a user of Tint Wiz, you've probably never been inside the group, but there are a lot of questions. When are you going to have this feature? Are you going to do this feature? What's going on with that feature? And a lot of times it's Erik answering saying, yeah, we're working on it. But when that does roll out, it's great. It works really well. It's not like when you go and update your phone and then you have to spend 3 months figuring out what they did to break your phone. And then by the time you figure it out, the next update comes and it breaks again. So yeah, you really can't understate the importance of when those things come out, those things working correctly.
You can't use a CRM. You can't add stuff into something like this if it's going to potentially crash and you're going to it's going to just, the app disappear and you're like, wait, I was just typing all that in. Oh my gosh. That to me, even if it happened 1 out of 1,000 times, that would be too many, because it's it could happen. And when it happens, it's a pain in the ass, and it could be a pain in the ass for the customer too. It could happen on that customer after you got disconnected and so stuff like that's super important. It's not something that we feel like we could tolerate or anybody should tolerate.
Right.
Well, heck yeah. Entering in your, 47th window and it just crashes, I mean, 1 out of 1,000 is way more than necessary for that one person that it happens to, you know? That's huge.
So a question from Metro Gonzalez says, what is the monthly cost to use Tint Wiz?
So there's a 30-day free trial, no payment necessary, so that you can use it, try it, and onboard it. After that, it's $100 a month. It's per business. So that means unlimited users, unlimited usage, all your SMS, text message, email reminders, follow-ups, all that stuff. Add as many staff as you want. I hope you have 50 or 100 employees. It's still only $100 a month. So basically, as one location, you can spend $100, no less, no more. That's the price it's always been. And, you know, that's where we want to keep it because it's affordable. I think anybody who's doing window tint can justify, if you know the value of it, you'll be able to quickly justify spending $100 in window tint.
And let's break that down for a minute too, because you basically got a virtual secretary. And let's see in an ideal condition, which most of the people that we know try to work 7 days a week. I don't know, these people are on fire, they're crazy. But in an ideal situation, you want to work 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You got 4 weeks in a month. So you're talking $5 a day for a virtual secretary. That does a whole lot more. You know, I saw Matt made a video about, you know, what you can actually do with it and these proposals that he puts together and he has them set up that when he talks to a customer, he immediately texts them a proposal that's got all the information and everything right there for the customer to read about with links, with photos, with all the things. And, you know, you could take it to the next degree. If you're even just using it for cars, you can start a library of different cars with different shades on them and have them when a customer calls and asks you about getting their car tinted, hey, you know, I had these few cars, so here's a couple different options for your car and here's your car tinted, you know, because that really amps up the customer's excitement. So even if it closes one sale a week because you had it, it's huge. But here's the next thing. As much as I hate to do it because I don't have a flat glass installer, so I'm the flat glass installer and I got a warehouse to run, so it interferes. Mary uses it for when she walks into customers' houses and she does a flat glass bid. And she goes in there and she gives the customer all the information with this. She takes pictures as she's walking around the house of situations that I'm going to run into as the installer. And that way I know when I need a ladder or if I need scaffolding, or maybe I can make the decision which one I need for myself rather than counting on her. Cause she's like, I don't know, 5'11" or something like that. And, you know, she looks at a window and she's like, oh, you're going to need the big ladder for this. And I need a 3-step step stool, you know, I mean, or, you know, other times she's like, yeah, it doesn't seem that tall. You know, it'll be fine. But I look at the picture and I know just from experience that I'm going to need a scaffolding for this window because it's 7 foot wide and it's up 8 feet in the air, you know, and it doesn't seem like much from the ground looking up, but from my perspective, so I get all those factors, you know, ahead of time, and she doesn't have to tell me anything. All she has to do is take a couple of pictures and put them on there. And for that, it's just, and the fact that you're integrated in with maps. So, you know, the customer's address is on there. I have an install Friday and I have to go to it. I just click on the address and it pulls up navigation right on my phone immediately. I don't even have to type anything in, you know, or, you know, I'm a little pampered, so I copy it and send it to my car. But yeah,
you get it. I mean, if you get it, if you talk about, like you said, the follow-ups alone, proposal follow-ups that happen automatically. If you were to do that on your own, takes time. You put a value on that time. The appointment confirmations that go out automatically. You schedule, your customer has an appointment confirmation in their phone and their email through text and email, and then they're going to get a reminder in 24 hours before and 1 hour before. If you were to try to do that, or you were to have an admin do that, that's going to take a tremendous amount of time. It just does. I mean, even if it's an hour every day forever. These are just wastes of time you don't have to do. So,
well, here's another thing that I've heard a lot. people going in and the customer's like, well, aren't you going to do those windows over there too? Well, we didn't discuss those. Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was included in the price.
Yep.
When you're handwriting a proposal, a lot of details get left out because it's real easy. But when you walk through a house with a customer, you label bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, master bathroom, you know, half bath, living room, dining room, you know, all the rooms individually, how many window panes there are in each room. And when you send that proposal out and the customer approves it, it comes back. And now you and him both have a hard copy of what you guys agreed to. And I had the situation come up with the customer. I had apparently had 38 windows in a house. And actually, I was only there to do 32 of them. And he's like, well, what about these windows? And I'm like, I don't have it on the proposal. And I showed him the app, and he went back and looked at his, and he's like, oh, that's right. We talked about those, but I didn't think I wanted to do them. Is there any way we can still do them? And that was an extra $400 I got to add to the bill that day, which if we wouldn't have had that information right there, I would have ate that $400 just because of customer service. You know, if the customer's insisting that it was on there, I'm going to do it because I don't want to leave that customer feeling rashed. Instead, he was like, wow, these guys got their shit together. I almost screwed them, you know, and great guy, you know, and I don't think it would have ended that way. So for $5 a day, working 5 days a week, I think it's indispensable. I think people are nuts not to do it. I see so many people be like, oh, well, I could just do that with a calculator, you know, with my phone and Google Map or calendar. And
easily accessible in one place. That's the kicker, is having all of it together in one spot. You don't have to go searching for it all over the place. You don't have to do a lot of manual work, and that's where the value really comes in. I did see when we posted that we were going to be doing this, someone did comment, and I forgot until now, but they asked if you plan on integrating a feature to send, you know, maybe like the Google business link or something like that to the customer after the job's been completed. Hey, please leave us a review.
Love that. Love that.
Good question. It may or may not be the next feature released next week, actually. So you might have hit on, I won't even call it a feature because it's a solution, because it really is more than just, it is more than just the request. It's how those reviews then are functional within your proposals, and how you're able to aggregate your reviews and different ways that you just, it's there.
That alone's worth $100 a month.
You know, well, that is $100
for 4 years. For 4 years now, we've been running a website with all these products, and all of our products have always been able to leave reviews on them. And we just finally added that feature to our website. So a week after a customer purchases a product, it asks them to, you know, go ahead. And now we've got so many reviews on so many products, when just a couple of months ago, we didn't have any reviews over the course of 4 years, because tinters are busy thinking about what their next move is, not what their last move was. But it's amazing when somebody gets a reminder in the email saying, hey, I was just wondering how these tools are working out for you. Boom, 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 boom. I'm getting all these reviews. And if any of you guys know that you want to grow your business, reviews is a great way to do it. When customers, one of the first things customers look at is how many reviews do they have? Not necessarily what's their review status, but how many do they have? And, you know, if you've got 40 reviews and your competition has 140, that's big in the customer's eyes. Even if you have a 4.9 and they have a 4.3, they're doing a lot more business. They're getting a lot more action. That's the way the customer views it.
Yeah.
It's always an opportunity for more business. Like, reviews are probably the number one way to get more business, frankly. But long term, like you're saying, it's an opportunity to dominate, because, you know, if you're looking at a restaurant, just to put it into everybody eats, if you were to see a pizza place and that pizza place had 3,200 reviews and everywhere else had 120 reviews, you're going to know either you're going there or there's going to be a line, but you want to know what that pizza tastes like because obviously a lot of people like it. You have that opportunity with window film. There are tint companies out there in the 1,000 and 2,000 review range, and there's a ton in the 500 plus range. And if you're one of those that's in the 30 or 50 range, you need to get into that 500 range because you don't want to be the 30, you want to be the 500. Because if you have 80 and they have 30, you're doing a great job. But if you have 300 and they have 30, you're going to get more of the business.
Yeah, I mean, case in point, we like all of the stuff that we've bought to do these live streams has primarily came from Amazon. And we don't know, Matt has done a great job in helping coach on the item categories that we need, but he doesn't really say buy this, that. He doesn't give us a list. So he just tells us basically the things that we need. And I go to Amazon, and one thing I look at is the difference between this one that's got 47 reviews and this one that's got 17,000 reviews.
For sure.
I know that this one has got 17,000 reviews. People are buying it, and they're still buying it.
Yeah. Even like bed sheets. Like I look on Amazon bed sheets. I'm like, if other people are comfortable in these sheets, I must like these sheets. You know what I mean? But if not, you're buying blind because who knows how to buy good sheets? Yeah. Speaking of, you want to do the keg giveaways for the Tint Wiz kegs?
Surprise. Yes.
Brittany has something.
Kegs today.
All right. So
you guys remember these? These
yes.
are special Tint Wiz kegs. These are ones that you only get if Erik gives you one.
These are
not available for purchases.
These were designed by Carrie like two plus years ago, and you all fulfilled the first ones like at least 2 years ago.
Yeah. No, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna give away 3 of them. Yeah.
Yep. We got 3 of them.
I have a way to give them away that I think will work because it's always to me a challenge. Like you're like, hey, how are we going to give these things away? And then the comments get crazy, and then we're like, how are we going to do this? So I have a way because this is it's a big prize in my opinion to get 3 kegs given out individually. So I wanted to make sure there would be like a clear winner, and we have a way to do that. So what I was thinking is, okay, so the first 3 people, and I guess it starts whenever I finish saying this.
Right.
I'm just thinking about it in my head. I don't want to give it away in the wrong order. The first 3 people to go into the Tint Wiz app, which you can still download if you don't have it, and sign up with just your name and email. So you could potentially still win if you don't have it yet, because it will.
Download it now. Download it now.
Right, that's the point.
Download Tint Wiz.
The first 3 people to go into the live chat right now, into support, into live chat, and correctly type or paste in Elon Musk's son's name. The first 3 people will get, and you'll know by the response in the live chat if you're one of the first 3 or you're 4th or the on. So the first 3 to do it, it's Elon Musk's son's name in live chat. It must be in the app's live chat, meaning you're logged in. It can't be on the website's logged in, like chat, like you're a stranger. It's got to be just logged into the app or website as a user. Go to live chat, Elon Musk's name, and I'm going to know when the first 3.
Where's the live chat? Oh, there's the live chat. I found it, guys. Click support.
Just click support and then live chat. Definitely. Yes. Sorry.
Yep.
Make a little more.
I've never been in this part of Tint Wiz.
So live chat is how we provide all of our support. So it is where we can help anyone instantly with anything. We can walk you through anything. We can give you resources to watch or to read. We can do anything you need. It's all in live chat. We've chosen that as our one place to do everything because we really have a system in place to where we can answer quickly. We can answer 24/7. We can not forget to follow up. We can tag things and set things and so on so that we really can provide the customer service that everybody deserves. So that is live chat. It is a feature because we can really be helpful depending on, what you need. We can be helpful, like in setting up your proposals and your quotes and like whatever it is. So live chat, this is a good time to use it. And,
oh my gosh, that's really the kid's name? Are we serious?
Yes, announce it too. So,
how do you say it?
It is, I just have to pull it up real quick so I can see it, and then I'll be able to say it. It is X Ash A12. So X Ash is that symbol, and then A-12. And
Wow, I wish I was like that rich that I could like name my kids something like that and just not worry about it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure his kid worries about it.
okay, so
What do they call him? Hatch?
Who do we got? Who do we got?
we got
some
two winners
winners
so far. We got Dave was in first place.
Yes.
And then we have Joseph from Extreme in Levittown. So there's Joseph from Extreme in Levittown. There's Dave from Artistic Window Tinting in Yuba
Oh,
City.
Love that.
Dave or
I
Shaver Dave.
recognize him. I
And then
recognize him.
the third is Tim Johnson.
Tim
Tim
Johnson.
Johnson.
So we
Tim
got
Johnson actually has a custom keg from us, so this will be his second burn away.
we got 3 with the fastest fingers, and congratulations. And we'll get your addresses from live chat I'll get them to you.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Congratulations, guys. This is really exciting. No, and I'm pretty sure this time around, before we always used the blue hose with these because it was the only hose we had that really went with them well. But now we have the gray hose. And the gray hose goes really well with the banner I checked earlier.
Oh, it was perfect with print.
Yeah.
We still can't find a good quality purple hose, but we're looking.
Yeah. We're keeping it. We're keeping out some feelers for that. If anyone knows where to get a good purple hose, hit us up.
Purple is probably one of the last colors they're making in hoses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I need a special hose because it's got to have a silicone interior lining.
Right. So get us an ultra special, very, very specific purple hose. Thanks.
Well, Eric, maybe we can talk off camera, but I hear if I buy 20,000 feet, I can get any color I want.
20,000 feet. We just need to know that cost per foot, cost per linear foot. Yeah, let's definitely talk about it.
It's a lot.
So Tim was saying earlier how he just got some stuff from you, a package from you today. So he just said, I just got some great free stuff from Tint Wiz today, video to come.
Nice.
So I was wondering if I could put you on the spot a little bit tonight, and I would have reached out sooner, but got the whole stuck at home and quarantine crap going on. So one of the things about this 30-day trial that turns people off, we tinters, we're not really big on reaching out one-on-one to try to get help and figure things out, or maybe we don't feel like we have time. Is there any chance that you have the ability to give like a rundown on the guy that's never even touched something like this before? Like, how does he get started?
Okay, so it's a really good question. First and foremost, we've developed a bunch of options for getting started this year that are already out. So to try and because everybody learns differently, and it has to be streamlined in the way that can be the most effective. So first and foremost, if you go to sign up if you go to the website rather, there's a main link at the very top called training. And if you click on that, it's going to bring you to 4 sections. What do you want to learn? Are you the owner? Are you an admin? Are you an installer? Are you a consultant, so salesperson? And from there, you're going to get 5 steps to getting started. And if you're the owner, it's going to be different than if you're an admin or an installer, but it's basically 5 steps to getting started. So how to get your account. And again, if you're an installer, how to get your account from your company, how to get access and so on. If you're an owner, how to set it up. And the fundamentals that get you into, I've added a contact and I understand the system and I can start working with it. That's the training section. Beyond that, we have a full, like, detailed help center with like how-to library, like the traditional way you would learn on any sort of software, okay, with screenshots and so on. Now, beyond that, we have a YouTube channel with only videos of like how to do things. That YouTube channel has videos that we've built that show you, you know, like there's ones that just like show like how the system works. It's just like a rundown of, you know, kind of the overview. And that one's, you know, in there. There's also subcategory of videos the Tinstitute has made, how to get started, how to do inventory, how to do proposals. And there's also videos that Patrick Lattman from Window Tinting Business has and Sun Solutions has made. So what we've tried to do is introduce, you know, additional resources, like people to become resources for videos and training. Now, the big one that we've introduced only a couple months back is the coaching, Tint Wiz coaching. So Tint Wiz coaching is comprised, Tint Wiz coaches are comprised of Tint Wiz users, actual users that are interested in helping others master and use Tint Wiz. Okay, so that can be for free. That can be over the phone. That could be through video. That could be in person. So Patrick Lattman, I know in the last couple of months, has made 2 in-person videos to shops. I think at least one of them I know is a brand new shop that was just getting set up. And in that shop specifically, they had their inventory scale and label printer and everything delivered at the same time, which is free from Tint Wiz. Patrick set up like 1,000 boxes of tint for them, set up all their proposals, walked and trained all their staff and so on. And obviously Patrick's a Tint Wiz coach. Now that could be in person on one end, that could be a quick over the phone, which I know like Cody and Haas and Jordan have all done and so on. So that's the idea is, you know, we understand that like everybody learns differently and we want to provide solutions to where you can say, hey, I know of Sean from Window Tint Warriors, and I you know, I learned a lot from him. I actually want him to teach me, and you can go to him and he can teach you Tint Wiz. And we want to continue to build that coaching ecosystem because, you know, who better to teach Tint Wiz than actual users? What better source of coaches than actual users? So you get the diversification. You can get somebody who has multiple locations. You get somebody who just maybe tints and has no employees to teach you. So you're getting that perspective. And then it's a way that tinters can network with each other, and also it can turn into a source of revenue for that tinter. So you can become a Tint Wiz coach and you can make money teaching other people how to do it. And you make 100% of that money. You decide what to charge, you decide how you want to do it. And to me, that is a long-term, like, sustainable way that we think can be an effective way for people to really adopt Tint Wiz.
Well, that's super cool. But one thing you said that really caught my attention, and I totally forgot about, because we got our scale and our label printer like a long time ago. But yeah, you're giving away free equipment to your subscribers.
Yeah, because once you use it, like, it's not, if you use it to any part of its capability, you're going to stick with it. Now, if you don't use it, if you get it, you put it on your phone, you maybe put a couple contacts in, maybe you schedule and that's it. Maybe you don't feel like it's worth using. But if you're going to go as far into as starting to use the inventory feature, that means you're using the proposals probably, and you're using notes and you're scheduling appointments and so on. If you're using the inventory feature, I just don't believe that it's worth us investing in the user, because I don't want the cost of the printer and scale to lead you to using like a shittier printer that doesn't connect as easy. Our printer that we send out, it works. You can plug it into power, or it can run on battery. It connects by Wi-Fi or on Bluetooth. So you can have multiple devices printing labels off there. The scale is super flexible. You can plug it into the outlet or take it on battery, which means you can potentially do this from the back of your mobile van. You don't have to be around Wi-Fi. You don't have to be plugged into power and so on. And like, I want the tinter getting that experience to me is more important than the cost of the printer and the label on a bet that they're going to keep using Tint Wiz.
So wait a minute, on the $100 a month, is there anything extra that somebody would have to pay for?
There's not a way to spend any more money. There's not.
That's ludicrous. Everybody charges that. I just looked into while we were talking. we were talking about the subscription tools thing, and I went and looked, and sure enough, for $200 a year, I can add the feature to my website. And then I was reading it, and for an additional $80 a year, I can actually add my products to that option. So I can't.
That's how it goes.
So,
It's a piece.
I mean, that's how life works.
Right.
And you're telling me Tint Wiz isn't going to charge a dime more than $100 a month, and everything that it's capable of doing is included in that price.
And we obviously continue to develop. And one of those things is that review feature that we're launching next week. Like, if you're using the best review feature out there, in my opinion, is Nice Job. Bird's Eye, equally great. And then there's a handful. Basically, if they work like Nice Job, they fit into that category of the best. And from my experience, Nice Job, $75 a month for most businesses. It can depend on volume. And most of them operate around that 75, 50 to 100 range, 120 range. And by us adding this in Tint Wiz, we know that we're going to alleviate users from having to now pay for those add-ons anymore, which you can integrate Nice Job with Tint Wiz already. So a lot of our users do that. They're paying for Tint Wiz, and then they're paying for Nice Job. They're going to be able to kick that $75 bill for free and get a better service for their reviews within Tint Wiz and not pay a cent more. So, like, to me, that's why I really see the value. Like, when we started this, Brittany, you mentioned, like, well, most people know who I am and know about Tint Wiz and so on. I kind of feel like I wanted to interrupt you, but I waited and then I didn't get a chance to. But I wanted to say, I feel like most people don't know what Tint Wiz is. They don't know the features of it. They don't know how much there is in there. I mean, like, even if you're using it, I suspect, and I'm not saying you guys, because obviously, Rick, like what you just mentioned earlier, you know the software, but I think a lot of people don't know the layers in there. So that's kind of one of those things where I feel like, look, the first adopters are going to benefit because they're going to have the edge. They're going to be winning more jobs. They're going to have the more efficient business and so on. And as people say, you know what, I don't have time isn't an answer anymore. Maybe I didn't have time to learn it, but like that's because that kind of goes back to your training, Rick. Like, we want to put all the solutions out there. We want to give every possible tool in the best way we can for you to learn Tint Wiz. But at the same time, you have to say, well, this is a tool, but I have to swing the hammer. Like, I have to actually spend a little time, invest in it to get something out of it. And we definitely want to reward those who see that and put in that time. And we feel like the ones who don't, we understand. But when you do, look, first adopters of Tesla cars ended up with a lot of unlimited supercharging and free gas for years and years. The ones who got it later don't get the supercharging. A lot of them got self-driving for free. Later on, it cost money. And like those, we're not looking at making it cost money, but we are looking at saying, hey, if you're a first adopter, if you support us, you're going to be like Tim Johnson and get stuff in the mail from us, hopefully as a complete surprise, because we want to say thank you. We want to add value, and we want to do that in any way we can. And that leads me to something that I don't think we've ever talked about, and I feel like this would be a good time to throw it out there, is, Brittany, one of your questions earlier was like, where do you think, like somebody had asked about Tint Wiz.
Yeah, where's it going to go? Yeah.
I think, to me, like, as far as Tint Wiz goes, I answer that as far as the software. In my mind, like, that's my full answer. But there is something that we have planned that is something that I would consider is Tint Wiz's future. It's part of it, and it's part of all the people that are part of it. And that is an event. And you can actually find out about that event on Tint Wiz's website. If you go to tintwiz.com, it says events at the top, and you can click on it. And that is an event that is just about 1 year away, a little bit over a year, but it's good that it's a year away because there's so much that we have planned going into it, so much that you and I, like, we all have to talk about off camera. But basically, the idea is we have formed a collaboration with Carlos and Tintertainment and Tinter Battles to, in 2023, put together the first Tinter Battles / WizCon event. And the concept behind this event is hold on, I gotta flip a switch. My computer power just showed me that it's not it's plugged in with the wall switch.
I'm glad we're not the only ones that have live technical difficulties.
No, so the idea behind this event is, typically, like, when you go to an event, and I love all events, I just want to say that, and I promote all events in window film, but a lot of times when you go to an event, the event is to, like if you go to the conference, let's just be specific. If you go to the window film conference, which is the best event for doing business in the window film industry to date, and I love it and we'll always support it, and I can't wait to be a sponsor this year. But as you walk through that event, you have booths, you interact in the booth, and it's kind of about product. It's kind of about making you informed of our business, making you aware of it, being able to help you, being able to maybe form a relationship, whether you're going to buy something in the future or now, see faces, have fun, and so on. And what we have in mind with Tint Wiz is getting basically the North Star of the event of WizCon with Tinter Battles in 2023 is providing value to everyone who comes. That's it. So when we have these other companies there, like your own, it's not about setting up a booth and all the expenses that you usually incur to be at a show, because shows are expensive. You've got to bring the booth and you've got to set it up and then you have to man the booth and you have to do all these things. And we really want the North Star to just be about how can the people who attend those events have the absolute most value, both as a tinter and as a company like your own. So it's kind of I have in mind as a different thing, something that is just going to be a lot of fun, a lot of value, and it's not going to be limited to Tint Wiz users, obviously, or anything like that. And that's just the nugget that gets added to Tinter Battles, which we all know is the most smiles you can possibly have in a day, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it sounded like it was a great event. Only Rick went out of us, and it was a very last minute decision. Like, all right, I hurried up and booked you a hotel and got you a plane. You're leaving in 2 days, kind of last minute.
Yeah.
But this looks like it's going to be amazing.
We just want it to be like something that you're going to start off the year. It's in January. It's going to be the kickoff of the year. And kick it off in a right way, because when you're in October, you're in wind down mode, right? November, you're in wind down mode. But when you're in January, you're in kickoff mode, and we want it to be a kickoff event that you bring your family to, that is a relaxation, is education, is entertainment, is just value. And we're going to find a lot of different ways to find that value. So like through training and accessibility to tools and products and fun and each other and networking.
So Corey Case said, Eric, I still put your stickers on cars I tint.
Corey.
I support Tint. Yeah, I love Corey. Corey's, let's see here. I support Tint Wiz 100%. I'm wanting to see where all these cars end up with that sticker.
I feel like Corey's already first of all, Corey's support is like, people support in different ways, and Corey's overwhelms me. How much he supports by putting Tint Wiz stickers on his customers' cars. Like not one, but like all the glass has a Tint Wiz sticker, and it's awesome that he's doing that. And I'm not sure, like he said, where that's going to lead, but I do think it's beyond awesome. I will supply stickers as long as anybody wants to do that. That's the best thing ever. That's awesome. And I feel like there was already a red Jeep Wrangler that showed up at somebody's tint shop with a Tint Wiz sticker on it. And it came from like an auction, and I believe it had to have come from Corey's shop originally.
Yeah, I mean, I have Tint Wiz stickers on my own car because they're great stickers, and we love Tint Wiz. But I don't think I've met anyone else that's just straight up putting them on customer cars.
But not like side windows, not just the back window. I'm talking front side windows, driver's side window. It's a bold move, and I love it.
Kevin Leon says, I would love to get some stickers and shirts.
So stickers are on first of all, the site. Stickers are on the site, shop.tintwiz.com, shop.tintwiz.com, or you can go to tintwiz.com and click on shop. And then stickers are completely free on the shop. So I'm just saying, anybody can go on there and get stickers. They're free, shipping's free. Literally, it's free. You don't have to put any payment information. And that is one way. If you'd like some stickers, you can grab them. And then we also have shirts and stuff like that. And shirts, we've added a lot of shirts, hats, different colors. And
you guys have baby clothes even.
Baby clothes, WizKid. We added all the different colors. We have a Friends theme kind of limited edition shirt we just added on there. It turns out Tint Wiz and Friends have the same amount of characters. So, and we've been sending them out to some users. Excuse me. So that's the shop. And then, you know, kind of I don't have any handy, but we have the new tint squeegees from Mike from Make More Money, from Autofilm Specialist. Everybody knows Mike.
Let's see here if I can.
Continue to do that.
Oh, I was hoping it would just pop up, but it never does. David said, do your shirts change color in the sunlight like the Yeti cups?
You do. They will. You just have to put them out there for quite a long time in very direct sun. But out here in Palm Springs, I think it would work. They will eventually change colors.
All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, no, that was not a question. I thought that might have been a question. It was not. Yeah, so let me grab you. Hold on. They can't hear you. Well, no, they probably can. Never mind. Don't worry.
This is killing. Now it's finally booting up, but yeah, so you don't have to crop me. Yeah, just leave it white.
It looks great.
It looks fantastic. It looks way better than it did, actually.
Right?
I should have done it on my phone the whole time. And I got you in my ear now, so you don't have to worry about echoing. Wow. Yeah, my laptop doesn't even have Bluetooth, so I couldn't even put it in my ear. What was we talking about?
We were talking about shirts and stickers and
squeegees and
squeegees.
fun
Yes,
things.
squeegees.
You know, at Sun Distributing, we love
talking
squeegees.
Super quietly today. All right,
You're
let me
loud in
check.
my
All
ear.
right, well, I just turned myself way up because I'm talking really quietly today, and a couple of times they were like, "Dudes, you're quiet," and it's like, "I'm sorry, I'm just quiet today."
Don't be quiet today. You're on live. Show some enthusiasm. Get excited, pumped up.
Ow.
Oh, talk about
Oh, I'm getting old. I hurt myself turning my head.
Oh God, you're almost 30. Oh,
that
shit,
hurt.
you're not supposed to
I
say that.
am. I'm almost 30.
30 is when it all starts.
Let's see. I'll be 30 in 5 months.
All the pains and stuff, especially right after 30, I feel like.
I mean, I'm just like kind of irritated because, you know, I've got kids. So the kids will be like, "Ma, can we build a fort? And like, will you sleep on the floor with us in this fort?" And you want to like make these great childhood memories with them. So you want to say yes. But if you say yes, you're going to be stiff for like the next month. So you have to decide.
Yeah.
No, you tell them Dad's been really wanting to do this for a while, so you let him do it.
Build the fort over the bed. You know?
Right. Like, no, we got to get creative, guys. All the pillows, all the couches. Let's get them. Let's see. Adam Esco says, "Hey, guys. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, right. Yeah, Rick, have you seen the Tinner Pro package with Mike and Tint Wiz that they did?
I can go grab them. You gonna be here in like a minute?
I will, I think.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Let's see.
What did you do? You made us all go away.
Work now.
Brittany's trying technology.
Brittany's trying. Here we go. This is the page for you.
Oh, there you go. I didn't need to get one. But yeah, this is them. There's like they're a pro pack. Mike cuts them down, he grinds them, and they seem to be super popular. Everybody's new favorite squeegee, whether they're in blue or they're in purple or whatever. Like they seem to be, be a big hit. So we got these made. They say Tint Wiz on them, and they're for sale on the website. But at the same time, we're mailing them out kind of to users randomly. So they probably won't last super long, depend on who. Either I ship them faster or people buy them faster, but they don't tend to last too long. So
yeah, every time Tint Wiz puts out a new purple tool, they seem to just go.
Yeah, we've been trying to get more like Tri-Edges from Tri-Edge, and
yeah,
they're like super, super busy. But like, when they come out, we like to just get it. Like if it's available, I want them in somebody's hands because that's where they're doing good. So we try to make that happen quick.
Rick,
Yeah, I noticed that about.
You might be able to answer this one. Metro Gonzalez asks, are there any Tri-Edge tools that are more of a squeegee material like rubberized? I mean, there's Tri-Edge tools that have squeegees on them. Like the Tri-Edge Plus, the Reach. Yeah, the Reach and the Shortcut.
If we're talking about the actual Tri-Edges, like the triangular ones, the pink one is super.
That's going to be the closest one you can get to rubbery.
Yeah, and and it's just it's a material unlike any other tool's material. There's just no other material like it.
And I wanted to mention like something that Jay has told me from Tri-Edge many times, and I kind of want to repeat it because he told me so that I could like make sure people understand that the Tri-Edge tools, like whether it be blue, purple, pink, whatever it is, they're they have a life to them, and they're not meant to be shaven down. When you shave them down, he said, the coating, there's a coating. And once that coating is gone, like, and you start shaving them, like you potentially can scratch things and so on, and like throw it away and take another one. That's why they're like $3. Like that's the idea though. They're not meant to be used for 6 months is the point. You know what I mean? Like, and if you get 6 months out of it, cool, but like don't hang on to them forever, shaving them down. Just get a new one because you'll have a better experience. You might forget how it was when it was new. And
good point.
Now that would be a cool Tool Talk Tuesday guest to have.
Good luck.
I didn't think about that.
Good luck getting him on there. We'll
push kidnap him.
He's so busy all the time. Getting that guy to the machines will be going in the background.
It'll be fine. It's authentic.
It's true. He's a great guy.
Yeah, no, I like talking to the tool manufacturers, people like him and Jordan from Fusion Tools and stuff like that, because it's like every different hat you wear in the tint industry gives you a new and different perspective, and you start seeing things you didn't see before and didn't think about before. And so it's always nice talking to them and getting their perspective on certain things and figuring out why things are how they are.
Yeah. That's when you talk to Jay for a second, you quickly how deeply invested he is into the tools he makes and the designs of them, and for how long this has been going on. This isn't a fad. This isn't a 3-year thing. This guy has a decade of deep investment into like his lineup and what's to come. And like, yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah. So Matt is very deeply offended that you would suggest that he throw away a worn out Tri-Edge.
Well, I'm passing it along from the person who forms them, who birds the Tri-Edges himself in his warehouse. So I'm just the messenger of what Mother Tri-Edge tells us.
No. Everybody knows when your Tri-Edge wears out, you put it on a necklace.
Okay.
And you wear them forever for everyone to see what a hard worker you are.
Or for your rearview mirror, I imagine. It could just.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
You could plant it in the backyard and see if anything happens too.
I mean, I feel like we have found enough creative solutions for what to do with film cores. We can figure out what to do with used Tri-Edges.
Film cores would be great for planting. For protecting trees and new plants, you know what I mean?
Yep. I've seen people use them around Christmas time. They'll like put them out and put lights in them and make them look like candy canes. That's always a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
of using NanoFlex. Not a contest winner, back to buying scratchers. Oh no, Mr. Gonzalez. I always lose on scratchers. I'm not good. All right, so
Me too.
I mean, I feel like everyone has a pretty good understanding. We pretty much covered the bases. You can edge your grass with film cores, apparently.
Yeah.
I did not know. Here we go.
It could be a giant straw too.
Mortar tubes for the 4th of July.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick.
What?
Victor said, "Hi, everyone. I finally catch you live. Have you guys
Yay.
thought about having a kit to repair a keg if any parts give out on the field?" That's not a bad idea. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I mean, I could, yeah.
David thinks that you guys should take all your used tri-edges and give them away to the kids on Halloween.
You know, the core is, you ever go fishing on the beach? You could use the core to like stick it in the sand for your fishing pole. You ever go beach fishing? Anybody? Beach fishing?
We're not like from the ocean.
Okay, I'm just
like you are. So
somebody out there will have fished on the beach and understand what I'm talking about.
When we go fishing, we like stand in mud.
Okay.
There's no sand.
Okay.
So I don't know how it differs. But
our water is
Lexi
not
wants
blue.
to know. No, usually it's green-ish.
Second
Sometimes
choice
brown.
water color. Yeah.
Right. Looks very healthy. Except Lake Michigan. None of you know it. Lake Michigan is the crown jewel of this country. You can't tell me differently. It is beautiful. So, and the sand on it is so fine that when you walk on it, it squeaks. So, fun fact.
I had the pleasure of being at Lake Michigan a couple years ago, and it is indistinguishable from an ocean to me. You know what I mean? Like if somebody told you this is an ocean, it would be an ocean. There was waves some days. It was an ocean, you know? It's a beautiful body of water.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Lake Superior is probably taken out about as many boats as an ocean has. So, I mean, these Great Lakes, I mean, they're the greatest ones. So they're doing their thing, taking people out. Adam said, Rick, Lexi wants to know if she fills one of my tanks with her bubble solution, will it spray bubbles?
No.
I want to test it.
Could you make a sprayer specific for bubbles? That's the real question, I feel.
So what I want to see, right, is take like a scuttlebutt, pour some bubble solution in it. Then you'll spray it so the bubble solution gets up into your handle, and then flip it so that all that comes out is air, and see if you can blow bubbles. We need to try.
Next week on
Tool Talk Tuesday. Can we use our kegs to blow bubbles? No, one time we made a joke about turning one into a flamethrower, and Carrie just about killed us.
I still want to do that. See, I know that'll work. But the bubbles, so the science behind it is, you'll notice, see, maybe if, so we just use too much pressure. Because if you take your bubble blower and you just, really hard and fast, you don't blow bubbles. That's what the keg does, is really hard and fast. And
sounds like you're working it out for you, Rick.
I'm going to find out what PSI she needs to fill it to. It's going to be fine.
1.
I have my own kegs. I'll figure it out. Yeah, Victor, the idea with the making a keg repair kit, that's not a bad one. I will mull that over some more tomorrow.
Yeah,
Adam said,
I've already
stop
figured
giving
out
her ideas.
I've already figured out the whole thing with the what do you call it, the subscriptions. So we'll have that live next week. So we'll have tool
Oh,
subscriptions, and from what I read, it looks like we're going to be able to do uh, weekly, which I don't know if I'm going to put that on there. Bi-weekly, monthly, and yearly. And I don't see any tools that you're going to buy yearly. I don't know anybody that buys all their tools for a year. Although I do know some people that buy enough tools for a year. But if you buy that many tools at one time, you tend to lose them faster. I've noticed that in my experience.
well, you've got
So,
extras, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, well, that's why it's so easy to lose them.
That's why we sell shanks in 10 packs.
Have you ever watched Matt on his video? He's got lots of spare tools. He's like, what did I do with that? And he'll walk right over to the toolbox, open the drawer, and grab a new one. Every
Well, and
single
the
time.
nice thing, no, every tinner just needs to start live streaming. Because one thing I've noticed is Matt will throw up a, hey, where did I put? And then the chat starts going. It's on the center console. So good. So good. Tallman was down at the park blowing bubbles.
He said three of them.
Oh, 3 of them.
Blew 3 bubbles. I don't know. That might be unrelated to this first comment.
We need to find like Tint Wiz lighter leashes to attach to shanks and bulldozers so people can stop leaving their tools in cars.
That's not a bad idea. And also we have some people out there that like to take existing tools and modify them. There's a lot of these people out there. So if any of those people are watching and want to take a tool and modify it, I would say the bulldozer is like number 1 on the list. We need some kind of a strobing LED flashing something to make it stand out, because everybody, Corey just said he's always leaving his bulldozer on the rear deck. And the headrest, they're putting headrests in the back of cars, like all the cars have them now. So when you're doing a touch up back there or whatever, and you're looking outside the vehicle, it's so easy to sit down and not see it. But just imagine if that sucker was flashing. So $1 million idea. Yep. Anybody? I don't have time to do it, but I will put them on my website if you do it. Whoever.
Oh, so Tallman said 3 PSI and you can blow bubbles with your keg.
Oh. All right. Next. Challenge accepted. We're going to try that just for Lexi.
Yes, Lexi's the best. So anyone out there, do any of you have additional questions for Erik about Tint Wiz, how it works, any features you are wondering if they're in the pipeline? Even though we already spoiled one, it's fine. What do we got, guys?
I literally haven't mentioned that to anyone else, but if you bring it up, what am I going to tell you? Like, I got a secret, you know what I mean? So we got breaking news. You know what I mean?
I can't tell you. That's super secret.
You heard it here first.
You nailed it.
No, that's awesome. That's a perfect next. And another thing, I have heard people, and it's not another thing, rehashing something that we've already talked about, but I've heard people when the coach thing first started, I've heard people get really upset because they thought that all the other support was gone now and you just have to pay for a coach. And it's nice to see that that's not the case. Like, everything else is still in place. The coaches are like an added feature. Like, if you want somebody to, like a mentor, and a personally chosen one.
Because learning Tint Wiz can come with other things you learn, and you might need other things and also learn Tint Wiz. So like, I know Patrick Lapman's journey out to a shop, the last shop he was at was Tint Genius. Like, I believe like he wasn't there just to show them Tint Wiz. He was there to show them Tint Wiz, also to tint with them, to train some of their tinters, to train their admin. And like, so it's like a combo, but really I know just by the amount of users we've onboarded, like, live chat is where it's at. And like, just if you could just literally say like, hey, I need help with, and you can put it out there, we can help, but you got to make it into live chat. for that.
Okay, here's another suggestion then with the live chat. One thing that I find really helpful with live chat is when they're able to take over my device and walk me through. Is that something you guys are looking at for the future?
So taking over your device obviously has it's like barriers with like sometimes like people being able to allow that, because typically like your device just as it comes set is set up to not have people take over your device. So anyway, the point being, what we can do in those scenarios is we have a few options. If you give us permission, we can access your account, and then we can oftentimes we'll walk through whatever that thing is with a screen record and send you back the video. So it's done for you and you have a video on how it was done.
Okay, now that's super cool.
Because then the video is the teaching thing that you take with you, and you can watch it 10 times if you need, but you can have it, as opposed to like, hey, what did you just do? I missed it, or like whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what I don't like about my kids' cell phone company is I'll call them because their app is the least user-friendly thing ever. And I'll be like, hey, I'm having this problem. And they're like, oh, don't worry, we went in and fixed it. And it's like, well, great, but what happens when I run into this again? So you guys screen recording it and then saying, hey, this is like how we got from A to B, that's really cool.
Yeah, I dig that a lot.
Yeah.
We also... Oh, sorry, guys. So just now able to tune in. I've heard a lot about Tint Wiz. Just quickly, since I'm sure you've already gone over it, how can it help me and what's the cost? It can help you in eliminating so many headaches. It can help you be more organized. It
can help you sell more.
It's just really a one-stop shop. And the cost is, there's a 30-day free trial, so you can get it, check it out. If you love it, or if you, for whatever reason, don't love it, there's no commitment, but you'll probably love it, in which case it's $100 a month.
And
Adam
honestly,
said, anybody
I'll tell
listening, if you have any questions or need help with Tint Wiz, PM me, I'll be glad to help you out. I wanted to read that out.
I was going to say, honestly, if
YouTube people.
Honestly, if for whatever reason you guys are not enjoying Tint Wiz after a month of trial, you just didn't use the support, because it's intimidating as hell. The first time I opened Tint Wiz, I wanted nothing to do with it. I was like, oh my God. But see, that's what the problem is with some of these things that do so much. They move the stream and crap. Oh my God, if you guys could see what we've actually had to go through in order to do what we do once a week, it's just ridiculous. And, same thing with the website. Our website is so freaking intricate and complicated, and it sucks. The same thing with anything that's beneficial. The more beneficial it is, the more learning curve there's going to be. And Tint Wiz honestly isn't that much of a learning curve for what it's capable of. It's weird, but
thank you.
It's still, when you first open it up, there's nothing there that says, oh, click, it's not a freaking McDonald's menu, where you can just push buttons and, you have to have a little bit of imagination, and that's all. The other thing, the Tint Wiz community on Facebook, they've got a group, which I'm constantly getting people. I get a notification, so-and-so posted in Tint Wiz community, and you read it, and it's somebody saying, hey, I was trying to do this, I can't figure it out. And how many comments come in? And it's not like your average groups that you're in where you ask a question that is actually a beginner question, and people just eat those up like, oh God, what are you even doing in this group? Blah, blah. It's nothing like that. These guys are actually like, I've seen screenshots posted, and I've been like, oh, this guy's like, just message me, man, I'll help. Or, I've seen phone numbers posted. Just give me a call, man, I'll walk you through it. It's crazy. The Tint Wiz community, what's happening here is just something totally different. Uh-oh, Brittany's pushing buttons.
I threw the chat up on your screen. I have to go wrap a keg.
I have a chat on my screen.
Oh, I forgot.
But
you can see everyone?
That chat's not on my screen. That chat is the stream, and that's not going to work.
No, I've got all the YouTube and Facebook here. Don't worry.
Yeah, I got Restream open on my laptop because my laptop booted back up, but you're
Oh,
showing the
good.
whole world your
Well, as long
dashboard.
as you have that open.
Yeah, just put
No,
us
I'm
back in.
showing you to my dashboard. Here,
Are you sure?
that's all good. Okay, I'm going to wrap a cat.
That's
Bye.
better.
I'll be back.
Yeah, Rick, the Tint Wiz community was something I didn't mention earlier, and that's another level of support. And like the idea behind the community is, you know, it's a place where the community can interact with each other and help each other and learn from each other and so on. And that's kind of how we run it. It's you know, if you're looking for support, the best place to go is like if you're looking for support from us, the best place to go is live chat, and we're answering you one-on-one 24/7. But if you're looking for, hey, I want to know what other people are doing, how are other people handling this, that's where the community comes in. And like you said, people share lead forms and how they're generating leads or how they're using QR codes from the lead capture feature, or they'll share their phone number and be willing to help out. And like that makes everything about Tint Wiz, everything about the users who use it, and everything just stronger. So it
Yeah,
really
for sure.
in the truest of the sense.
Yeah, and Dave Rosenberg, he seems to be really into this stuff too. He says Tint Wiz is an all-in-one window tinting related app to keep track of invoices, customers. It prints up your receipts as well as sends out quotes, and the list goes on. And the best part is so many people love it. You can get help from more people than you can count. And that's true. It seems like everywhere you turn, you can find support for this.
It's really like the community, the Tint Wiz community, and the window film community in general. There's just it's like beyond words how, you know, how tight knit and helpful, and you know, I mean, take this live stream that you just did for God's sakes, and gave away the tint keg and the tools and everything. Even just like on so many levels, we're seeing the willingness to go out of your way to help somebody else in the industry in whatever way you can.
Well, and I'm taking it to the next level. I make more friction than most, I guess, because like last week, and I suppose I should do it every week, but I'm calling out all suppliers. I think all suppliers should just bring content to the table that's helpful to people and give them free shit.
Yeah.
Tenners love free shit. It doesn't, and I've learned that it almost doesn't matter if you give them away. You know, I don't know. I haven't given a film handler away yet, but it doesn't matter if it's a huge prize or a small prize. Tenners want to belong, you know, and I think that's one thing Tint Wiz community encompasses is the fact that they all belong to a common thing, you know, and it's not it's not a group. It's not an individual group that our group is better than your group because your group is unlike any other group. You know, it's just they're like flat out. We're here to help you with this one thing, you know, and it's awesome for that. And so, yeah, I want to see all suppliers do that. I want to see them find a way to give back, you know, one way or another.
Provide value, however it is, whether it be in merchandise,
Yes.
content, education, entertainment, consumer awareness, product awareness, like whatever it is, find a way to just add value. And like, you know, when you see companies like your own doing that on a live stream like today, I think that's really the best way to get those other companies to jump in and join suit, because you're leading and it obviously has value and you're setting an example and kind of a framework, and okay, I can do a live and we could do a giveaway and so on. So like, I think I'm glad you're calling everybody out on it, and I'm glad you're also leading by example.
I noticed that a lot of, you know, I'm just a little guy in this industry. I mean, I'm a lot bigger than I was when I started, but 4 years ago, we started a website and started selling not just tools, but tint also, you know, just come on in and buy what you need. And almost everybody now has a website. You can just go in and log in and buy film. It's like, flattering in a way, but on the other hand, I'm trying to also do things different so that I can just step around these other guys. But it's so cool to see that all this availability is starting to form in our industry, you know, an industry that I've watched for the last 32 years, almost 33 years, that it was so inclusive for so long that hardly anybody had any idea that we're actually a career. You know, I've talked to people that have went out and got other jobs because they used to be tinners, and you know they had to get a big boy job, and it's like, what went wrong? You know, that's another challenge I make to other tint shops. Pay your employees, pay them a career wage. Don't pay them. You know, I understand that you can hire a kid for $10 an hour and bring them up to 15 hours and make them feel $15 an hour, make them feel like somebody, but stop whining and crying when they leave you because they have to go get a big boy job. Because, you know, and that's one thing about Facebook that I do feel like it might have went a little too far, because now everybody learning to tint wants to start out as a business owner. I don't think that's the best idea. I don't think that's the best plan, but it is allowing them to understand that this is a real career type, you know, industry that you can, if you want to be a window tinter for the rest of your life. I mean, we've had kids go through college. I own my home. I buy new cars. I have employees. You know, I'm not sick. I was sick over the weekend and I'm just under quarantine right now, but I I have a business that's running without me. You know, and that's the kind of thing that anybody aspiring to be a tinner can be, but it's going to take people like us to allow them to know that, and not just allow them to know that this is an option for them, but show them what the path looks like.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you got a bunch of people, and I hate to say it, advertising on Marketplace, and then, you know, not wanting to do this anymore because of the type of clientele that they're attracting, you know, and where our industry isn't like that. You don't have to attract that kind of clientele, you know, and
Yep.
I
The
don't know.
industry has done a great job of educating each other into what's possible as far as product offering, pricing, business structure, and so on. I think it's simply just going online and knowing that, seeing, you know, somebody say, hey, I did this car for $600, you know, that wasn't as like right now, nobody would bat an eye. Frankly, you know, if you make a post that I charge $600 for this car, nobody would bat an eye. But I feel like 3 years ago, people would say, oh, that's a lot of money. Or even 2 years ago, oh, you're ripping them off or something. And now people understand, no, it's about the quality of the service and the product and the experience and the everything. And pricing has to reflect a business if you want to have a business. If your pricing reflects you putting film on glass and that's it, you yourself doing it, then that's not going to have margins to ever have the business that you might aspire to have with insurance and employees and a roof over your head and so on. So just the industry has educated itself tremendously over the last few years.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, and networking inside your own area is, you know, there is no such thing as competition. If you view other companies, other organizations as competition, you're going to sell yourself short. My case in point is when Tint Squad, our tint shop, started in 2013. We started doing mobile service for other companies, like uh, we were doing detail shops, car stereo shops, accessory shops, glass shops, anybody whose customer would want window tint. The problem with businesses like that being able to do window tint is they would maybe do 20, 30, maybe even on the high end, $40,000 a year in window film. The problem with that is you can't pay a career tinner off of $40,000 in sales. There's no margin for the tinner to want to stay and raise a family off of that. In comes a company like ours. I was thinking a little outside the box, and how about I get some tinners together and we offer these guys a service. We'll charge them 75% of their ticket. Granted, they only make 25%, but that's 25% more than they would make if they tried to do it themselves, because they're going to fail. And now we're putting ourselves in all these places, And essentially what happened was, because we needed our money and they needed to make profits, prices just started going up. And there was a lot of scoffing and crying. But at 2017, we did a little over 6,000 cars in Southeast Michigan. We were a standard in window tint around here, and nobody knew who we were, because this stereo shop, had 6 stores that all used our service. And this place had 2 stores that used our service. And then we did a couple of glass shops that used our service. And all of a sudden, where in 2013, our standard tint job was $165 a month, a car for a 4-door sedan, the other shops started noticing that all these shops are busy and they're more expensive. We immediately went up to $199, and everyone's like, whoa, but we were busy. So other people started following. And then every single year in January, the price goes up. Whether we got price increases that year or not, the price went up. You have to keep pace with inflation. So you fast forward from 2013 all the way to 2021, we are almost $300 for a standard 4-door sedan and entry-level film, and we're not the most expensive ones in town. Now, I stopped chasing tinners. We only have 1 tinner and 1 outside account that gets 1 day a week, because all the other tinners, they couldn't stand the idea that I was making money off of them, even though they're making, $80,000 to $100,000 a year. It's just the nature of who we are. But they're all out doing their thing now. They got to learn a little bit from me. I wasn't a bit bashful about how I did it, and they're all doing well. And our prices in Southeast Michigan are around $300 for a 4-door sedan. Where it was $165, you were right in the middle, and that comes from being open with everybody around you, not trying to hide anybody. Nobody is trying to sell based on price around here. We try to better our value to the customer. We try to stand out in different ways. So I guess that's one other reason that I appreciate the way your business structure is because of the whole, there's no hidden fees. I every now and again, I'll see people running a $99 special, and that's just like a legal tint, or maybe it's just a set of doors, but the customer doesn't know that driving down and seeing the sign, and that's a little bit deceiving. In my opinion, it's untasteful. And you guys don't do that. You're like $100 a month. Well, what else?
We want to use $100
a month.
We want the product. We want the product to be the draw to the customer, to the user. We want the product to be the reason why, like, you find out about it, because, hey, Tint Wiz is good, so you hear about it. Not a deceptive, like, onboarding, like a deceptive price is the reason why you're hearing about it. Because how's that going to help anybody? Like, if that becomes your star, if you say, hey, the way I'm going to get business is by word of mouth, you're going to have to work really hard to make people happy to get that word of mouth, which is better than saying, hey, the way I'm going to get business is Groupon. At that point, then you're saying, well, I have to cheap it up to, make it work. So
another thing that was real big around Southeast Michigan was your value being the warranty. For your entry-level film, you got a 1-year warranty. And we put a kibosh to that too, because I am not interested in selling a 1-year film. So we had to find a way to do a 3-tier system, but everything has a lifetime warranty. I don't ever want to hear a salesperson sell a warranty. No, your film should be backed at whatever your standard is. And if your standard is lifetime warranty, then your bottom level should be lifetime warranty. You need to sell a value in your product. And I think you guys did a great job with that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for this opportunity, obviously, to come on here and talk about Tint Wiz.
Yeah, Brittany ran off and is wrapping a keg, so now I'm trying to figure out how to fill the rest of this space until she gets back, because she's got the off button.
I feel like it might be a little, like, on my end, it looks like it might be a little frozen-ish.
Frozen-ish? Hey, guys, are
not
we
for me.
My side's been real slow and laggy this whole time. I think my sound is working all right.
Yeah, I think our sound's coming through good, but the video looks like it might be frozen.
I haven't seen a.
Hopefully people are screenshotting the pictures of our frozen faces to post later.
Yeah. Oh, here comes some. You guys are not frozen. Okay, thanks, Adam.
All right, thank you. I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's good to know.
Rick is fine. Eric, you're freezing. Corey, case. Uh-oh. We blame Eric then. How am I the one that's fine? I'm probably the one with the worst connection. I just wasn't prepared for this today. I thought I was going to work today, but I've had a little bit runny, stuffy nose, some sneezing, a sore throat over the weekend, and yesterday I stayed home because I woke up with a sore throat. And then Charles, our son, Brittany's brother, says, you probably should go get a COVID test. I'm like, huh. So if I get a COVID test, Brittany said, you should probably stay home until you get the results. I'm like, geez.
A couple days at home won't hurt you.
No, that's what she said. She says, you know what? Everyone else got to take a COVID timeout. You should too. I'm like, whatever. I don't want to. There's so much going on there that I feel like I need to be a part of. That's the other thing about being a business owner. People go work for somebody at first, be able to focus on one task. Because when you start running the show, there's just so many moving parts around you that it's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Alex, put the earphones on.
Brittany's wrapping a keg, so I thought I'd come by and say hi to everybody.
I heard Brittany's not super fast at wrapping kegs. Is she slow?
Yeah, she's really slow.
Oh, dude, you're supposed to make it sound a little better than that.
No, I'm just kidding. She's doing a great job.
I love that. This is Alex. Yeah. He's not in uniform today because he heard the bus wasn't coming in.
Yup.
What's up, Alex?
Nice to meet
you. Laid down.
Nice to meet you too. I think we might have briefly met at the 10 off a couple years ago, and you sent me some of your Tint Wiz tri-edges, which are really nice. I like them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like, didn't you get something else, Alex?
Oh yeah, I got the soak ropes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I was like,
really
nice. I was trying to think of that. Oh, Eric, did you hear about that guy? I forget who it was. He lost his whatever number of 100 of those
the
reaches. Yeah, he was using it in the customer's car and left it in the car.
Oh no.
No, I didn't see it. Where did they post it or when?
Geez, that was probably a month ago now, it feels like. But yeah, everybody lit him up. Like, what are you doing using it, dude?
Oh man.
Me, I had a little respect because I get it. It's a tool. You use it.
Yeah. I get keeping it, but I get using it. I see both sides of that coin. Completely.
I talked to some people that's gotten your Tint Wiz kegs, and it seems almost 50-50 about which ones are using them and which ones are just put them in the box. Nipsey Goldman, he got his. He had a couple of tears over it. He says, I used it once and I was like, no, I can't. And he put it back in the box and he's like, I'm keeping that.
He got me a pair of shoes like 2 years ago. And I did the same thing. I had them ceramic coated and then I have them in plastic on a shelf.
Sometimes it's things like that, and like we made a collab with Tint Hozilla for the tinner battles, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember or saw that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a one of a kind. And we raffled that off for Donnie Dixon, and um, uh, the Tint Diva. What the heck is her name? She won it, and I think she's setting it up on a shelf, which that's a good thing because that's a one of a kind that'll never get made again. And me and Jeff, we talk back and forth a lot about common problems, because building a tank that's going to run at 110 psi and give you zero issues is complicated. So you run into some scenarios, and we both have the same outlook on whether or not our customers, going to have to endure anything. So we both pretty much build the identical keg, minus a couple of things that are just personal preferences. Like I use a 1/4-inch hose because I don't feel like you should lug so much water around in your hose, because you're only spraying out so much. Where Jeff likes the bigger hose because he feels like it gives you more pressure at the sprayer, and just little things like that. But as far as the working parts of the kegs, we build them exactly the same. So we put that together, and it's sitting on a shelf, and
That's right though. I have like stuff from Tinner Battles. It's all on a shelf, like cup and like shirt, and I know like the cornhole boards are like they're not being used. Carlos has them, and like they're being preserved forever. And we'll
I
get
am
it.
so glad you outbid me on those, because I don't know what possessed me to raise my hand and make a bid. But man, if I would have went home with those things, the wife would have killed me. I don't play cornhole.
They're honestly they're just like if you appreciate like carved wood or any like stained wood or anything, like it's just a
Those
beautiful
things were
piece.
gorgeous.
It's just
They
a piece
were,
of art in itself.
yeah. So I guess shout out to John Little and his brother. I don't know his brother, but John Little's brother made those, and this guy is a wizard when it comes to woodworking. And if you're looking to have custom cornhole boards made, he's the guy. Reach out to John Little and see about getting in touch with his brother and getting a couple of those made, because I wouldn't expect them to be cheap. I mean, but the detail and everything that went into these things.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. So did you say 2022 or 2023?
So
You guys are
2022 in March is going to be Tinner Battles 2022. So that's going to happen. Welcome back. So Tinner Battles is 2022 in March. That's the next event coming up by Tinnertainment, put on by Carlos. And then in 2023 in January, that'll be where we're combining forces and putting together Tinner Battles and WizCon. So it's a little over a year away. It's not this January, it's the next January. But this March is an event that it's going to be one of those that I feel like some people are going to be there, some people are going to miss it, and the ones who miss it are going to be kicking themselves in the face. So, and that's March in Orlando, and you can go to tinnertainment.com and find out everything about tickets and where to stay. I think where to stay and when and so on.
Well, you touched on it a little bit, but one thing that I absolutely loved about the Tinner Battles was it was 100% tinners. I mean, not saying that there wasn't, there was some things there that you could deem sponsored. I mean, it was sponsored. Every event that size, as they get bigger, they have to be sponsored. But the focus was on the tinners, 100% entertainment for the tinners, community based. Everybody come together. Some people that on Facebook, you swear to God, if they ever saw each other face to face, somebody was going to jail, and there they were tinting the same car together, kind of stuff. It's like that was really what kicked it off for me, is the fact, and I was so happy to be there. I wasn't going to go. I just didn't feel I needed to go. And because of Donnie Dixon, Mary told me I had to go, so I went because I go where I'm told to. And she was right. It was like, of all the different events I've been to, just the energy around that event. You know, if you take all the front and back end politics stuff out of it, just the atmosphere itself around all the other people was just super.
An example, I think, of like sponsorships, because you just mentioned that, like how you saw a little sponsorship in there. An example, I think, is like Fusion Tools, because Fusion Tools was a sponsor, right? And they provided belts and tools, and then those were all laid out. And like one of the first things at the event, kids came in, and there was the kids session, the kids workshop, which was sponsored now by Expel and Ceramic Pro. So you have Fusion providing the tools, you have Ceramic Pro and Expel coming together to teach the kids. So you have 3 sponsors, but they came together in a way that was completely contributing to the event. And
none of them were handing out business cards selling things.
No, it's perfect.
You know, that's
nailed it. They nailed it.
So next year, and I guess I need to reach out to Carlos, and I did mention it to him when I was talking to him one time, but from some of the struggles I saw happening around there, I realized that some of us old guys aren't contributing enough where it counts. And I want to see if we can't put together advanced learning corner, you know, where some of us old guys can get in there and work one-on-one with some of these guys who are, you know, struggling with this or that, you know, shrinking techniques or tucking techniques, yes, or cutting techniques even. And yes, I think that would be super awesome. I do plan on being there.
Where else do you get hands-on advanced training like that unless you hire somebody to come train you or you go somewhere for training? Like there's not, you can go to the window film conference, like you can go to your dealer meeting, but you're not necessarily getting like hands-on glass with somebody helping you, like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and one thing with that, you know, specifically when it comes to some of the older guys aging out, that I have wondered about before is things like classic cars, where there's a lot of them that have just a very specific technique. And, you know, these cars at this point are, you know, 20, 30 years old. We don't see them every other day. Not every tinner can do them. You know, let's get some of that knowledge out there so, you know, these younger guys that are never going to have experience with these cars new can learn how to handle them better.
Oh yeah, for sure. I personally used to get stuck with all those cars, and now Charles has gotten the torch passed to him, because, you know, so a lot of the cars that I learned on are now classic cars, but that's just weird. But the classics before them, you know, they were just becoming classic cars when I was learning, you know. So, you know, like the 50s and 60s and 70s cars, you know. I mean, heck, my first car that I ever tinted was my own car. It was a 1978 Delta 88, you know, cars from the 70s. And I was learning on cars from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And I don't need to keep that all to myself, because classic cars aren't going anywhere. You know, they're going to be around. They don't come in every day, but, you know, customer walks in with a classic car, and I'm starting out with an entry-level film of $550 minimum. And that's if it's a relatively easy one. And it's not because it's that difficult, because to me, it's not that difficult, but it's because it's something that I want to slow down and take a half a day on. And if I'm going to spend a half a day, we're both going to lose on this situation. You're going to lose $550. I'm going to lose a half a day. But then I go and tell the customer, it's a classic car. You're going to keep it a while. And when it's sitting out there, you want as much protection as possible. You know, I'm $100 a level per upgrade. So for the carbon, it'd be $650, and it'd be $750 for the ceramic. And I just tell them flat out. And then while we're at it, let's do another $250 for the windshield. So I'm at $1,000 for this classic car, and I just explain it to the customer as we go. Now I've totally detached myself from cars, and we've got Mary and Charles doing that with these classic cars. And Charles is, I think, 7 years in, 8 years, 8 years, something like that, and tinning. And it's only been a year since he's been doing these classic cars, because I thought I was supposed to do them.
Have you fed Cece?
No, why is she
She
growling
sounds
at me?
very upset. Yeah, we can hear her.
Because I got both of my earbuds in. They noise cancel pretty good. I see her. She's staring at me a lot. Okay.
She sounds like a grumbling stomach.
That's what she is.
Jeff Nyrol from the Tint Light, he says Expel has their dealer conference, which has all kinds of hands-on training. The Expel dealer conference is one of those things that every year I'm like, yeah, I should go, and then I don't, and then I regret it. I need to get on that one of these days.
Well, Expel is another one of those companies, and again, I'll lean back to I don't believe in competition. And if I did, boy, I would have to come up with all kinds of dirt on Expel, because they're a fantastic company. They absolutely, for customer support and outreach and the things that they do. In fact, when we learned of Donnie Dixon, the first person that came to mind was Dean Mitchell from Expel. And I reached out to him and was like, dude, hey, this problem's bigger than something I can handle. And he's like, don't worry, I got you. And he handled it. But the whole company's like that behind the scenes, and they don't flaunt it either. That's the other super cool thing about companies, when you know their heart's in the right place. And look at Expel in their stock. It's going up for a reason, not just because they're good at trading or whatever it is you do in the stock market. They're the right kind of people.
Yeah.
And
they built a hell of a business, and they're definitely on the front, the front lines, and they've led by example. And I think the word led now is attached with them. Like, they're definitely, there's a leadership.
And they don't keep the wrong people in their organization, regardless of sales.
Who'd they get rid of?
Without naming any names, but I've always known Expel to be the leader in paint protection film. And when they got into the window film game, I was curious. I was just becoming a distributor, and I wanted to talk to them. And I tried to talk to them, and they wasn't having it. Well, the person I talked to, he wasn't interested. He didn't want to talk to me. I don't know. He's also no longer with the company. But yeah, they don't let a person's, like, you have to be the right kind of people inside and outside of the company to be with a company like that. And I think that's another level of standard that each and every company out there should hold. Don't employ people that outside of the circle, they're going to make you look bad.
For sure.
Carrie said that she loves our faces, all three of us, so much.
Oh, hey, Carrie.
Even when it's pixelated, when I move too fast?
No, not then. She
think
loves
that
your
I
face
stopped
when you send her
pixelating.
Cookies.
Did I send her cookies?
But I don't know, you should. She deserves them.
Says you.
Maybe with one of those tips you gave her, she bought herself cookies.
Maybe.
Keto cookies, special cookies.
So do we have any closing words of wisdom for the world? Why are you yelling at me again?
Carrie said a potty word because no one has sent her cookies.
Can you see, just curious, can you see how many people are watching?
There are 21 right now between YouTube and Facebook.
Can we do one more keg giveaway before we sign off? We'll do a
Yeah.
fourth.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
All right, guys, keg giveaway.
Keg giveaway. Let's do a fourth. It'll be, we're only going to give away one. It's going to be in the live chat of Tint Wiz, and it'll be the first person to send correctly the date of Tinner Battles 2022. So go into live chat, and if you can type in the date of the Tinner Battles 2022 event, which can be found on tintertainment.com, then put that date in live chat. First person to do that wins the fourth keg.
Yep. So tintwiz.com, click support. Make sure you're logged in as yourself. Adam
you gotta
said
be
stop
logged in,
smoking, Rick.
Because you can get to support without having an account, but that won't count. You have to actually be logged in as a person, anonymous.
No, and I feel like, as we're here and we're wrapping things up, we definitely should also remind anyone watching who has not yet tried Tint Wiz that you can go on Tint Wiz or download Tint Wiz and get your 30-day free trial.
Okay. I just gotta say, sorry, I want to interrupt you. Just if
No,
you're already
good. Go ahead.
If you're already won, and you're that fast, Joseph, I kind of really want somebody new. It should be for people who haven't won on today's show already.
Joseph is really, really good.
Master at being fast.
He's like, Tint Wiz? Oh, yeah, here. Got it.
Joseph is just really excited about these giveaways.
Joseph slammed it. Joseph, I'm going to send you a different package in addition to the keg that they'll send out. I'm going to send you a package of something else for winning this, but we still have the keg is open to somebody else to win.
Corey, get on your Tint Wiz.
It's won by Brandon Evans at Extreme Shades. We all know Haas. So congratulations,
Haas! Wait, his name is Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought his parents named him Haas.
His name's Haas.
It is Haas.
All right, yay, Haas! Good job.
Yay! Well, that's so exciting.
Yeah,
All
I mean, it's worth sticking around to the end, It's worth being
5 kegs tonight. That was huge.
Right?
All right, bye, Alex. All right, so yes, again, go to tintwiz.com. Check out Tint Wiz on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Make sure you download the app, and at the very least, try that 30-day trial. It will be wonderful for your business. It's super affordable. It's great. If you came in late and want to know more about the features, we talked about those more at the beginning. So once we shut things down, you can go ahead and watch it again. But all right. Thank you guys for another very successful and awesome Tool Talk Tuesday. Thank you, Erik, for joining us, taking some time out of your day.
Thank you both for the opportunity, and thank you for everybody for watching. But thank you both for making this happen. I really appreciate it.
And thanks everybody for putting up with my damn dog.
She's just hungry because you don't feed her. So.
No, I fed her.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And we will see you again next Tuesday. Bye.